Yeah, I
Okay.
can read that.
If
They
we've
have
got
only
everyone
the
here,
one
is
expansion, right?
everybody-ish ready-ish to start or not so?
Yes.
I think
Ready-ish?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready-ish.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right, okay. Ready, Jasmine? Optional, Jasmine.
Yes, that's right.
Ready, Ned? I mean, not Ned, sorry, Barry. What's your new character's name again?
That word, right?
Never mind. No. Tatiana. Sorry.
Francois?
No, it's that word.
Okay.
Pedro. Get
That
Pedro.
for short.
So,
Sure.
I'll do a quick scene setup, and then we'll jump into your narration. Then, Syriinx. So, the rain is starting to intensify at this point to a blinding hail as it comes roaring down over across the sea, the almost always churning sea outside Ullmanoch, until it rushes over the city. There are 4 figures braced against the railing, their fingers now numb to the cold as they watch as the figures disappear beneath the water. You guys look from one to another, and Syriinx, would you like to give us your narration?
I'd love to. Ever since I was little, I've always been trying to run away from death, yet it seems to keep following me. First in that lively German street, then the suburban little home, the art gallery. Gods, I've lost count. But never had I been so confronted by it than in the last few days. Ever since I met that strange group of oddly normal individuals. They've made me question things. Things I thought were always normal. Made me relive memories which I'd rather leave buried. Skip to the present, in that hotel room. There's something so twisted about seeing all the ways a soul could come to pass. Like a sick form of palette in my hand, where I just choose one I like best and start painting. Add that to the list of new experiences ever since I came to Ullmanoch. Well, that and drinking at a bar full of superhuman people, only to be followed home by a junkie, witnessing 5 people jump to their death as well. Ever since I was little, I've always been trying to run away from death. But I think it's catching up to me. And that is my intro monologue. Thank you.
Oof. The bar has been raised, right? And with that, there's sort of a moment as the rain is falling, as the last figure pitches over into the darkness, and you just see him fall and flail backwards into nothingness. The last of the figures still clutched on the ground, tackled to the ground by Dante, and held down by the magics of Elizabelth. He's sort of straining against himself on the ground, almost spasming on the spot, going like, letting out these strange grunting noises. What do you guys do?
I'm going to feed on him. I need some stress, you know?
Okay. You land beside him and begin to siphon, and whereas the figures that were jumping to their deaths, there was no stress off them whatsoever. This figure is in deep distress. And as you start to siphon that off him, he seems to sort of like ease a little bit in his struggles as you siphon it off ever so slightly.
Nice.
Dante's holding him down as hard as he can and just says, "Not this fucking time, mate."
So what do we do?
Call a cab? What did he mean? He said you made one jump. What did he mean?
Jasmine's gonna
made
fly back
one-
to the pub.
Jasmine flies to the
fucked
pub.
off.
Hey,
All right.
when the little ball starts floating away, I'm gonna call, hey, yo, Jasmine, where are you going? Jasmine, hey, we're not done yet.
Yeah, okay. In that case, she's gonna stop and just stay stationary there in the air the moment she heard
It's,
you.
it's not really that handy to have conversations with a ball of light, if you would.
By the way, at this point, some guy is running past with his hood up against the rain, stops, pauses, looks at what's going on, and then sort of goes, "Huh, odd
Dante
time
just
for a
says,
magic show,"
"Make
and,
us got drunk.
and just
Bit lively.
he runs on.
Jasmine, would you mind,
Turn into a fucking human, would you?
She's going to float down to the ground and turn back into a regular human self. All right.
Great.
We need to do something with him.
What? He's a lost cause.
Is he now? You know that.
I mean, you've seen it. All he wants to
Have I
do
seen
is...
it? What have I seen exactly?
All
I
he
have
wants
seen
to
a
do is
strange
jump
voice
off.
tell us, I can make 6 jump. And then they all jumped. But we stopped this one, and for now, he's just down. So what have I seen?
I mean, he's not a
Exactly
lost
that.
cause.
You sure about that?
Bloody hell.
Can you look into his future?
She's gonna
This
sigh.
nonsense again. First, we need to decide where we take him. We can't just be laying on top of him for the rest of the night.
I don't know. Hand him over to the fuzz.
What?
I mean, they're
What
gonna.
will they do with him?
Well,
We'll
they
get
could-
0 answers if we just hand him over.
You think you're gonna get answers out of this man?
Maybe. How many of them have you met? How many of them have you examined? Do you know what happens to them? Do you know what's the cause of their condition? What makes them act up? Why do they have it against us?
Well,
Do you even care?
the last last question I can definitely answer. They've got something against us because they're told to. It's just like
Right. By whom?
seen it. That we don't know.
Wouldn't you like to?
Yeah, I would, but it's just the
So
messenger
you're
and a
telling me to
very
let him
drugged
go
up
and
one.
Just
Of
let him
that.
jump off like the others.
Well, it's, honestly, I don't know what would happen with him if we don't.
Well, I don't either, but I'm eager to find out.
All right.
Fuck it.
I've had a
We need
long
cab and
night.
take him.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you also followed home almost and almost
you were
brought
followed home.
Huh?
You were followed home.
Because Elizabeth is saying this to Jasmine after she says, I've had a long night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was followed home by one of these people, and if I wasn't careful, they would have found my home and my wife, and they had knives. So I think we've all had a long night.
So we should get some sleep, right?
Are you drunk, woman?
No, I'm just honestly, I'm at a loss of what. How can we? You just saw one of
Do
them.
you know anyone with a
and
car?
everyone.
Anyone who's good with secrets, maybe. We put him into a car, we take him to Celia, we have us a little bit of an examination.
I can't drag my friends into this.
I'll call Halford. He knows a driver.
Oh, sure. And yeah, Jasmine's gonna pull out a phone and call Ned Halford.
You type in
Okay.
the numbers one after the other with numb fingers, your hands sort of having to double try on the code. It begins to ring. And across the town, in a faraway diner, a phone begins to ring in a pocket. It has been a rather long night for Ned Halford. You met with the reporter is Iris Shah, a woman who, at once upon seeing you and figuring out who you were, was extremely uninterested in your story, believing it to be some sort of publicity stunt or some more bullshit. She tried to leave, but you managed to talk her into staying, at which point you told her to reach forward and touch the pill on the table. She started to do that, and as she reached for it, a customer at the table spoke up and said, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." She paused, turning back to him just in time for one of the other customers to jump forward, grab her by the hair, and put a knife to her neck. What ensued was a rather close exchange of fighting before the man agreed to have you sit down and talk to you, Ned. He gave you an option. Either sit down and take that pill you've got there, or I'll beat you to an inch of your life, kill her, and blame the whole thing on you. You took the pill in your hands and raised it to your lips, and as you did, you put off the shoe off your right foot, revealing a sock with a hole in the tip of your toe. Then, telling the man to go fuck himself and see him in hell, you pressed your toe to the ground and stopped holding back. At a full no going back roll, you rolled an 11, prevented yourself from dying, completely lost or burned all the tags on one theme and took a fade on that theme as you turned the entire diner and everyone in it into gold. And as the individual, roaring in pain, shooting torrents of ice against the ground, trying to free himself from the gold that was crawling up his body, screamed at you, like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you!" Turned into gold, his fingers inches from your face. You kissed his fingers, laughed at him, stepped backwards, and that's when your phone begins to ring.
Okay. Beautiful. I'd like to just have like a few minutes before the phone actually rings to continue the session. Just so to say, like, yeah. Basically, Ned, you cut to Ned cackling in the full back in his seat, slapping his knee, and he's just like, "You are such you are such a moron right
Yes,
now.
his nose is broken.
Yeah, completely. Like a 90-degree angle purple type of thing, right? And Ned is just like, "I literally spelled it out for you. I am a liar, a thief, and a cheat. You stupid. How could you look at your face right now? Look at you can't." This continues for like 5 minutes. And then he gets up, takes an umbrella that has a slit in it that is closed and turned to gold, and baseball swings it into the guy's forehead, and it bends at like a 90-degree angle. "I hope you felt that. Listen, buddy, I dare you. If you ever find me in a group of people, and you for some reason are still alive after this, I dare you to come and kill me first. I dare you." And it's just like threats and shit like that. I'm sure if you watch this session, you know all the words that I meant. I'm not going to recite all of them now. But yeah, he takes the shoe he took off, which is now golden, shoves it in his open mouth, and the toes first, and really just like vandalizing the statue of this man. And
it's quite hard to vandalize a statue that is made of solid gold, but you do your best in the time that you have. You've done better before, but this is a tough crowd. Meanwhile, the entire time, Zyra is trapped by one of the statues, her hair caught in its grip as she's screaming, going, Get this thing off me! Get this! And just screaming like hell. And as she's screaming, your phone goes off in your pocket.
Okay. I take it out, and I look at the name. Which one called me again?
Jasmine.
Me, Jasmine Wright.
Well, I put it on speaker and put it up to the reporter lady as well. You hear heavy screaming and breathing.
Please, get me out of here!
What the fuck?
I have a friend.
You were holding a hostage.
No, that's actually the thing this time. I'm saving them.
It sounds like it.
Just listen, it'll be fun. Hey, hey girl, this is a person that can help you.
Get me the fuck out of here! What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'll be there soon. I think I know where you guys are at, right?
You don't.
Where are you guys at?
We're over at the bridge. Shit, what was its name again?
You know, yeah. Do you know? Oh god, where's my map? You know the
Yeah,
oh, it was
no.
Old Bridge. Oh god, I've lost my map.
The old bridge.
The
Oh,
Olden Gate Bridge.
We're at the old bridge. Go help out that woman.
Oh no problem. I'll be there soon. I'll explain everything on this recording that I have here. And he
Wait, bring a car. All right.
Sure. And I says I got everything on this recording, and he gets into his back pocket and like tries to pull out this like tape recorder thing, which has conveniently turned into gold, and now he has no evidence that any of this has happened.
From the side of like Jasmine's, like from the side from afar, you could hear like, "Hey, why is a woman screaming?"
Because she's still alive.
She's just screaming.
She's screaming because she's not dead. So
Right.
I'll be there.
Yeah, go help her out. All right.
No problem. I hang up, and before he says, "You better not be an orb when I see you." Okay, he hangs up.
Okay.
Okay.
It's called Candle Street Bridge. Sorry, it's called Candle Street Bridge. There we go.
Okay.
Oh shit! Now he's gonna go to Old Bridge.
No. Sorry, that's. It's not you have a voice in your head.
Another thing that I just as the phone hangs up, Ned's just like, and another thing. He turns back to the statue, got the old man thing, and he like first of all takes a photo of what he looks like, right? And second of all,
I will show you
while he was
what he looks like.
Okay, while he was outside of his line of sight, he takes a little bit of like the nose thing, right? Tears it off, and it's like red and covered in blood. And hold on. Oh damn, that guy looks cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So basically, as he was out of sight, he swapped the pomegranate seed with this little like red crunched up ball of blood, right? And he's just like, and here these things taste awful anyway, and just in front of his face. He knows it's not the real seed, but like it's the message anyway.
Okay.
And now he finally helps the screaming captive.
The only way to get her out of the golden grip of this thing is to actually hack away at her hair, and eventually cut away enough to get her out of there. It's but when she's free, she is panicking, very frightened, and you get the feeling kind of wants to go home.
Please, I've done so much today. Just please, I need a car. I don't.
What?
It's been like years since I've driven.
You want me to drive you?
We're gonna go to a place that is gonna be as far away from here as possible with lots of help. Okay, this is a good thing.
I'm going to the fucking police. She's give me a convince check with.
Fucking police can do shit.
Give me a
me.
convince check with -3, please. Hysterical.
Hysterical. Okay. Okay. A convince. All right. A -3. Damn.
Ooh, that's a 4.
Well, that's a 4. She looks at you with pure, a combination of sort of like shock, rage, confusion, I can't even begin to sum up the blend of emotions, and she just is going to like start stepping away from you, walking with her hands out, as if she's going to just like leave you there.
Fuck, man. As she's leaving, he just says, "Wait, do you know you're gonna get home if you leave right now? Just safe right back. If it's guaranteed, I'll let you go. But you know that, okay?"
You say this to her, she just lets out a scream and runs. and is running to her car and is going to panically open the door, and then you see the car and roars off down the street.
Well, I'm on a mission. He steps out boldly of the place and it just says, "Fuck," and he goes to the place on foot.
On foot?
Dang.
That is going to take you a long time. It is pissing down with rain outside as well, just to let you know.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Is there a car I can use? I don't think there is. I'm not going to call up Pedro. I gave him the night off.
There's only one person you can call, Ned.
I walk.
Oh.
Can I just say, when Jasmine puts the phone down just asks, "So, we're getting a car?"
Well, I mean, that's lost it. Honestly, would be surprised if he even showed up.
Can we pacify this person?
I mean, I don't know.
At this point, the person in your arms is just still doing that sort of spasmic thing. He's like, and he's like sort of straining a little bit, but not nearly as much since Jasmine seemed to suck away the stress. But he's still sort of spasmodically trying to get free.
All right. I have a few questions. First, can I ask something out of character?
Yeah.
When Elizabeth did her thing with holding him down, did she visibly do anything?
She definitely, like, at least, like, not full on breached with a hand, but at least lifted a hand at her side, like trying not to catch any attention, while definitely like lifting at least a hand.
Okay. So Dante will say, "I saw you earlier make this man hesitate to jump, and you just now, a few seconds ago, affected him somehow, pacified him slightly. And before all that happened, one of them said, 'You made one jump.' What did they mean?"
Honestly, I don't know.
All right.
You want to speak to that?
I mean, shouldn't we focus on him first?
Gotcha. Yeah, let's focus on him first. We can have this conversation later.
Right.
I want to take him to Celia, whether anyone helps me or not. But first, we need to get him into a car. Now, I can call an Uber, or we can wait for Halford to show up. I don't really trust Halford to show up.
No.
I can presume that where we are right now, it was pretty close to my home, right?
Yes, you guys are not very far from Yardsdale. You're on Candle Bridge, so basically you're really close to Yarnsdale, sorry. So it's probably be about a half hour walking.
Shit, but I left my car at the jazz club.
You did, yeah, because you chose not to.
I want to try something. All right. And then right now, looking disheveled, right? He walks. He as he's walking by, sees like a nice working class man, you know, like having a smoke out on his.
At this point, there's literally nobody out. You are walking through Tomb Street.
Can I make a change the game roll? Can I make a change the game roll to find a guy who owns a car?
Okay. Give me. It's. I don't know. I'm gonna say. Give me a change the game roll, but it's gonna be a -2 for currently pissing. It's pissing down outside, so it's fucking raining. Sure. So it's gonna be quite hard to find somebody.
Even if they're currently in the car, maybe driving.
Okay, there are people in their cars driving. If you're trying to, so there's people driving. It's gonna be quite harder to get them out of their cars, obviously. So
okay.
What do you?
I'll make it with the -2 to see if there's anyone outside.
Okay, got it.
I'm looking for someone who looks down on their luck. Okay.
Okay.
When did Ned become a maniac?
That's a 2. What?
Wait. That's a 2.
Oh my god.
Everyone disappears.
Don't even have any power attacks to add to
You
that.
walk up to a couple of people, and most people just are not talking to you. You walk up to one guy who's there, and he's sort of looking like he's opening his car. He looks really down on his work, and you come up to him, you start to talk to him, and looks at him, he goes, you Ned Halford? And you go, yes. And he goes, fuck off. And gets into his car. There's nobody who looks like they give enough of a shit right now.
All right, never mind. He does this as he's walking, so he's just still getting closer, I guess.
The price of celebrity, baby.
Right. Shit.
I mean, I
Should've-
have a car, but I left it at the jazz club because I wasn't gonna drive while drunk.
I could get it for you.
I mean, it. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Alright. And she holds her hand up for the keys.
You're gonna come back here and you're gonna float away to your little pub, right?
Well, and still your keys.
I
What
don't
do it
know.
look like?
Like a person who can turn into a blue ball and just leave. So
Right, and that's the idea. I'm going to turn into a little blue ball and fly off to get your car. You want it or not?
She just takes out her keys and just like puts it in the hands. Fine, we'll wait here.
And Jasmine's gonna fly off back to the to the jazz club.
Good. That's a 10-15 minute fly. As you fly, you guys are waiting for the 10-15 minutes literally in the pouring rain, holding this guy on the ground, pissing down, and from behind you you hear
Dante's determined to keep him.
and you watch as Isadora pulls up beside you, goes draws to a stop.
Mr. Rosalind, nice of you to join us. You know anyone with a car?
Dante, you're a student.
He shakes his
Yeah,
head.
students have cars.
He just shakes his head.
So, what was that? While we're waiting in the pouring rain, what was that about? Why are okay? No, let me phrase it this way. Do you think he somehow made a person jump before?
I don't know. All I know is he said you made one jump. And afterwards I saw the two of you manipulate some of them in different ways. So I don't know, do I? I don't know much of anything.
What happened back there last night in that hotel room, the bathroom more specifically?
What happened? I was holding him back. Kind of got him slightly docile, I suppose. Not unlike this one. Although that one's eyes were much blacker at the time. Dante's gonna withhold the part where he got contact high from the pomegranate. Described that I was just holding him, and at some point Halford said, "Let him go, I have a plan." I let him go. He started attacking Halford, then turned his head, and off he went into the balcony and the car below. Which, by the way, I still want to know where that fucking body is.
The body disappeared.
Right, so who took it? Where? Did it get up and go? What happened?
Okay, yeah, I get why you would be asking questions then. Maybe Halford did something? Because he said he had a plan.
Maybe.
Although, I didn't see Jasmine for, well, the rest of that night after she left the balcony. Well, after she flew off the balcony.
That's also true. I guess that's not the crime we're involved in solving right now. I just don't understand where this idea comes that they're all a lost cause. We know next to fuck all about them. And we've got a live one right here. Shouldn't we do something to find out more?
I'd agree, but holding people somewhere is not my forte.
By the way, Dante,
let him.
the figure on the ground is trying to stuff his face into a puddle at the moment, and it's not working.
Okay. Oh, not working. So I can,
He's not managing to suffocate himself, but he is trying to like stuff his face into like the
Oh.
puddles on the ground.
Dante will nod and say, he's trying to follow instructions. Yeah, mate. I've let way too now and then. Relax.
I honestly don't know if he's even gonna calm down, but as you said, we don't know.
Yeah. The seeds presumably have some effect on their psyche. We've seen some effects on their physiology. Their eyes change. They want just the taste, so presumably they have a sense of hunger of some sort. Maybe just an addiction. But what the fuck is it doing to their heads? Why would 5 people just jump right in front of us? To do what? To teach us a lesson? About what? We barely did this. One struggles even to call it an investigation, and already one of them's attacked us.
Maybe we should see if we can get Mr. Grace to answer some questions.
Yeah, that bastard knows more than he's saying.
And I think we'll wait then.
Yeah, I suppose.
You're waiting for the rain
Run,
begins
Ned,
to ease a little bit. Sort of to the point where now it's just a sort of a drizzle at this point. It's so late in the night now that even there's no students even on the roads at this point. There's just lonely people who are going about whatever they need to do at this point. You get back to the car, Jasmine. It is untouched. Sitting outside the Wicker Hound pub, the Wicker Hound Club, which is closed. Its lights off. Though you can still see there seems to be 1 or 2 figures moving still in there. You're not sure if they're humans or other, but there are 1 or 2 figures moving inside it.
Well, I already asked quite a bit this night, so I'm not going to go back in there ask even more questions. So I'm just going to materialize in the inside the car, and drive over to the bridge.
You drive over to the bridge. Ned, you arrive just before Jasmine arrives with the car. You watch as a sopping wet Ned Halford, completely soaked to the bone, comes out of the darkness towards you guys.
You hear a from like the water splashing as he runs, and you see him. He has a golden hat, which is just a normal hat, but he turned it into gold with some blood stains on it. He's missing a shoe, and his nose is broken. And he shows up and he runs up to you and he's like, guys, and he keeps running, and then he every few minutes or something takes a break, and he finally reaches to you and he says, I don't feel so good. What happened?
You look worse than I feel.
I'm sure I do. Anyway.
How about you start? Says Dante as he's atop a person.
Struggling person, yeah.
You arrive
But
and
still,
basically there's
golden
this
hat, no
struggling figure on the ground. Dante is over him, and Elizabeth is just standing to the side with her hands out, holding him by other means.
And he goes, how about you start?
I got us a lead, but I don't know.
So do we.
Look, they'll stay alive. Man, running sucks.
Yeah. Where's your
Okay.
driver?
Basically, I really hope this works. And he takes out like a recorder with like a wire coming out of it that is like clearly like a TV mic out of his back pocket, and it's golden, right? And he looks for a he sees the puddle that the guy's trying to drown in, right? And he's just like, "Can you move him over a little bit,
Okay,
please?"
you do that, and as it begins to return to its natural form, you press the button on it, and you hear, "You, Ned Halford, are a very naughty boy." And then it cuts out to a couple of other random things, and I'm gonna, and it cuts out.
Yeah, damn it! This is fine. This has been an awful night. Okay, basically, there's a version of this. What is there? Okay, hold on.
Halford,
Let me think.
breathe. Just tell us what
Okay,
happened.
okay. I called the reporter lady. I wanted to talk to her about the case, so that I could get answers from her and like pull a reverse interview, right? What ended up happening is that she showed up, and then she thought I was great, by the way, and then this old guy with a beard, he came in, and he wasn't nice. He was very not nice. This is his blood. He almost killed me. He tried to make me eat the seed, like a lot. Like that was his thing, and apparently he said a lot of information. Apparently he's working for someone. It's a she, and she is very down with him going around murdering people. Like that's great for her.
Just to clarify, when you say very down, is that American slang with agrees with?
Yeah. Anyway, dude, I haven't even got the most important part. There was a hostage, the reporter girl. They took her. They were planning to kill her, unrelated to me entirely. I saved her, and she was very ungrateful and decided to run away. I am not sure she's going to make it home safely. Or she probably made it home because it was such a long way. But I don't know how long she's going to stay that way. I'm sure you don't like hearing that information. Now, please help me.
Who else did you call about this before you called the reporter girl?
What do you mean? I called the reporter girl, did the thing, and then almost died, and now you called me.
How did they know about your meeting? She must
How
have
did they know?
the Predator or somebody.
How did they know what?
How did your attackers know about the meeting between you and the reporter?
Man, I don't know. What do you think? You are the detective here, I'm assuming. Please.
No, he's not. He's a lecturer.
That's true, I am.
I can see why.
What's that supposed to mean? You have something against lecturers?
I don't feel so good. And Ned like takes a knee.
At this point, Jasmine,
Take a
your
breath,
car, the
call
car
it
drives up with Jasmine inside it.
All right, Jasmine.
Jasmine honks.
Just as you honk, Ned off to the side, just like while kneeling down, just goes and vomits molten gold.
Oh god.
It just explodes onto the ground with it almost sort of like makes a tinny noise. It splatters onto the ground and spreads out in this golden puddle around the dead guy's face, in which the dead guy like starts inching towards it to like stuff his face into it.
Ew, dude, what is he doing? Get him out of here.
Yeah, Dante's holding him, don't worry. All right, time for a trip. I get up, pull him up on his feet, try to get him to Elizabeth's car.
Jasmine's gonna get out.
He's gonna make one more attempt to try and break free from you. So he's gonna start struggle and panically shake against your arms. I need you to make a go to toe, please.
Okay.
Actually, no, you guys have the advantage on him. Actually, no, we go to toe. Yeah, no, this will be go to toe. Sorry. I was thinking it might be something else.
Any plus or minus for this?
You definitely have the pluses for just the fact that he's weakened. So just weakened 2. So you've got +2.
Nice. I don't think I have particular power attacks, so I'll just roll since I'm the one holding him. What did I roll?
A 9.
Nice. Okay.
A 9. Choose one. I'll achieve my goal.
Okay. You achieve your goal, but his elbow does crack into your nose, and you take a bludgeoned 1 as he sort of tries to struggle and break free, and his elbow cracks into your nose. He does, as you notice now, he's just as skinny as the other guy that you took. It's malnourished to the point of unhealthiness. Like, this is quite bad.
I don't think we're stopping by a chip shop on the way.
As Jasmine gets out, she looks over at Ned and says, "Hello, are you holding up?"
Ned tries to get up and is visibly dizzy, and he's just like, perfectly fine.
Right.
I need help.
Yeah,
not for me. I'm great. Like,
You don't look it.
I have a question for the DM. Can I do a flashback to something that happened in the mini session or no?
Ooh.
Something that happened in the mini session. The flashback is to gain a bonus. So do you want to gain the bonus from this, or do you just want to explain something that happened in the mini scene?
I'll save it for later. I just want to know if I can do it.
You could flash, but it would be to get you a bonus. It'd be to get you something that you needed. Yeah.
Okay.
But cool. If you want to just tell people about something that happened in the mini session, then yeah, you can just tell them that if you need to.
Okay. So you just said her name was Ira Shaw. I was supposed to meet up with her to talk to her about the case. She's a reporter.
Yeah.
She showed up, and then this old guy showed up, and he almost me. He had nice powers and stuff. He seemed like Santa Claus, and I think he's the big bad guy. A few broken noses later, as you can see, I'm here, and he's there, probably crumpled under the weight of a building that was not meant to be made of gold. Now, please help me, because Zyra Shaw, this the one, she was a hostage there. I got her out, and she was so ungrateful. Like, she just ran away, got in her car, and sped off. Like, I did that. Please, I just saved you. What do you want from me? Anyway, so let's get going. He tries to take a step and immediately falls over.
All right, yeah, Jasmine's gonna helmet back up on his feet. I mean, she's helped out drunk people before. This is not that different.
Okay. You guys managed to all pile into the car. The figure's still straining a little bit. Dante, your nose is hurting, but not terrible. You've had a lot worse.
You're gonna want to put some ice on that.
Right.
All right,
Dante,
so...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dante gives the group the address for Celia and asks them to drop him off there with the man.
Where are you going?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh. Take care of this one. However I can.
Right.
Ned on the floor on his side takes out his phone, and he just points, not even looking at Dante, just points it at him and sees the picture of the man in gold. He just, with his face in the ground, says, if you see this man, run. He will kill you.
Okay. Send it to my phone, would you?
No. Just please.
The picture, by the way, is of a golden statue with a golden shoe in its mouth.
Can I see that?
Get me to the doctor. What the fuck?
Wait, Jasmine, do you look at it?
Jasmine asks if she can see it.
Okay,
So,
we're doing
Of course, I'm just holding it up.
All right, yeah, okay.
We're doing all of this. Sorry, I was just gonna say we're doing all of this while Elizabeth gets everyone into the car and starts driving already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you start driving. You get one quick glance at it, Jasmine. And as you guys start driving, takes you guys a good while driving. before you reach Celia's.
But we're gonna meet. Sorry to butt in. We're gonna meet Celia soon, so there's something I want to do before that. Okay. In the car, Ned is passed out in the back seat, fucking sprawled all over like this, and I want to have the flashback now. Okay, and it's gonna be his dream. Right?
Of what?
He flashes back to originally meeting the reporter. Right. She walks in. He's been waiting for like 50 minutes, man, and he's in his very a believable disguise. In quotation mark, and it shows how it shows how she originally was like, this has got to be a TV thing. This is all your damn tabloids. Don't even care about real reporting these days. She walks up, and it shows him burning a shamelessness tag, and him saying, in order to consider, he says, listen here, you country bumpkin, you know damn well your career is in a downward spiral, and your colleagues care more about what I had for breakfast than your truth. It's not about what you have to say, it's about what they want to hear, and you know that by now. Now touch the glowing red thing and try to tell me I'm wrong. And it's just him like really desperate. And it shows the part that I'm trying to get the bonus on is that she sits down and underneath the table pulls out her phone to make a recording.
Well done. So you do see in your flashback that as she sat down, very subtly, not believing you, wanting to get a little bit of a scoop out of this, she slips out her phone and, without even looking at it, enables the recording and starts recording the conversation. You do not know where that phone is or if it's even still on her, but you know that she did record it.
Yeah, and the way that this flashback ends is as from a third person point of view of the flashback, it zooms in on the little thing, and then it wakes up with Ned just going, because it was one of those naps where his nose was stuffed, so it was like 3 minutes and he couldn't breathe. Right?
Like sleep apnea, like
yeah, just like big dramatic. It's just. I know there's a recording. It's proof that this happened to me. We gotta find the girl.
And as you go on, Dante.
No, Dante just said we'll find the girl, Halford.
I know we could count on her. She is a good reporter. Sorry, what were you saying?
We need to fix your face first.
Right.
I think I'm rather beautiful, but okay.
Am I needed in this? Honestly.
And all, turning to Jasmine, I think we can do that another night.
Right. And Jasmine is going to right then and there turn into a glowing orb as the car is driving, and she stays stationary. So for the others, she just disappears out of the back.
Jasmine
and
is gone.
She flies back to her home.
Right.
And Ned opens up the window as they keep driving, and she stays there. And he points his finger out the window like a grandma, just like, no trouble when I'm gone. No more jumping in rooftops.
Dante turns to Ned and says, "Back then in the hotel room, did you do anything to make that man jump?"
Oh yeah, in the hysteria of all of this, I've forgotten to ask. What? Ned, he turns to Elizabeth. What the fuck? Just why?
Why what? Why did I not want to be in that hotel room?
No, why did you convince Jasmine to do the thing?
Convince Jasmine to do what thing?
You don't know that she did anything, Ned. You just know that Jasmine flew out as an orb and the guy jumped.
No, I know, but that's the thing. Ned has assumed that, and he has a hurt point for Elizabeth on this.
Yes, okay, true.
Also, the two of them
I
were
assumed
together.
the hurt point was because of the argument you had.
Yes, I remember,
not because
yeah.
you knew anything, because I don't think we do know anything.
I don't think you know
No, you
anything,
don't.
but Ned can have an assumption. It's
That's it.
No, because Jasmine was pretty chill the whole time, right? Then he had an argument with Elizabeth. Then they both ran off, and then Jasmine just killed the guy. So, you know.
Yeah, but you don't know that
Jasmine
she killed the guy.
killed her.
You don't know that she killed the guy. As from your perspective, Jasmine turned into an orb, floated out over the balcony, and then the guy suddenly turned from chasing you and ran over the balcony. Now, so you can have a theory that she did that, but at the moment you don't have any evidence that Jasmine was behind that action.
Well, that's why I think it's Elizabeth's power, because
There you
I
go.
don't know
So
that Jasmine.
okay, there you go. Brilliant. So you can be blaming Elizabeth if you want. Definitely.
Yeah, because Ned doesn't know that her power is it can lure people, so he thinks that's Elizabeth's power, and they fucking tag teamed on this one to get that guy off that building. Right? And he's just like, why did you tell her to do that? There was no reason to do that. We don't even have a
Do
body.
what?
What do you mean? You had a lovely smoke session outside of my room. Suddenly,
I'm sorry, I don't
orb.
smoke.
Neither of them smoke. That's the thing.
You had a lovely vape session, you hipster, outside of my room.
I'm
And then,
sorry.
don't be. I don't care. You had a session of something outside my room, probably arguing, and then out of nowhere, I see a lovely little orb go across the balcony.
As
Suddenly-
Ned is like really pointing in the car as he's speaking, like really putting his whole body into it, on just the right moment, Elizabeth's gonna like swing out to the left so that he like falls over to the right a bit and be like, "Oh, sorry, yeah." Mm-hmm.
As you do that, you sort of do that, and Ned, you're pulling yourself back onto your seat as you've swung to the side and fall over a little bit. You pull up outside Celia's place. It is a very rundown, very ugly part of town, like extremely ugly. The houses are squashed together like someone has just taken a big hand and just gone and squashed them all together. It looks like the kind of place you'd go if you were looking for a murder and a heroin special. This is the really shitty part of town. And
How do you think I know about it?
And as you come out of the car, you see that there is just a little piece of like a what do they call it? Like little control panel on the side with various names of the different people in the different buildings. And as before, it says Celia at the bottom.
Dante
All right,
just
well,
buzzes
this is
you?
where you, this is where you got off.
Yeah, you're right. Come on, mate. Dante just hugs the guy and slowly gets him
Just a
out.
taste. Just a taste.
I'll give you a taste. It's inside, yeah? Okay. Come on, come down.
Keep us,
Thanks, man.
keep us
Halford.
updated.
You want some medical help?
I'll be fine. He opens the door and somehow falls backwards out. And he's just...
Look, call me in a couple of hours about the report. Keep me updated on that.
Sure thing. Where's the nearest homeless guy?
Where isn't the nearest homeless guy?
Probably sleep.
Pretty much everywhere. There's a couple of guys huddled over nearby. As Dante, you head over to the thing. Are you gonna press the thing, by the way?
Yeah. Dante
Okay.
will walk to the buzzer. Before that, he'll kind of look over at Halford, think about the conversation he just had. The way he deflected immediately the question when I asked, "Do you have anything to do with it?" He immediately just turned to Elizabeth and said, "I wanted to talk about that." So right now, he doesn't trust anyone, but there's a job to do. So yeah, he just takes the guy, kind of bunches his arms behind him, does his best to just do a bouncer walk to the buzzer and buzz Celia.
So you buzz first. A couple of minutes pass, nothing happens. You buzz again, and when the answering thing comes on, the first thing you hear in the background is, "Oh God! Oh, the fucking pain! The pain!" And then suddenly you hear a male's voice going, "Yeah,
Celia there.
yeah, she's busy though. Can I let you in? Like, you're just gonna have to wait a while."
How much?
Celia, you got room for any more? Does it look like I've got fucking room for any more? She's a bit preoccupied at the moment. I'm not gonna get the
Dante's just
fucking
rubbing
scalpel!
Rubbing the bridge of his nose. He's thinking like it's either patient or something he doesn't want to know about.
No, I'm a brother.
He's like,
You got
Alright.
any drugs?
maybe. If I got any drugs, will you buzz me in?
Yeah, definitely. You willing to share?
Yeah, why not?
Zzz, the door opens.
He still has painkillers that Celia actually gave him, funnily enough, from the other day. So yeah, he just takes the guy in and walks in.
You climb your way up a flickering green like a stairwell that is just pretty fucking hideous before you get to Celia's floor. And you can hear the screams and the shouts coming from outside it, from beneath the door. The door opens and you see, standing in the doorway, a... on the short end guy, long curly black hair that goes right down one side of his face. He's got this sort of hipster, almost goth look, sort of piercings all the way up his ear, and with this sort of slightly drugged out look to him, like he really doesn't give a shit. And behind him, you can just make out Celia is bent over the kitchen table with another man who is currently holding in his guts as Celia is desperately tending to him, her arms right up to the forearm covered in blood.
Dante will take out the painkiller bottle out of his pocket, unscrew the lid, plop two in the man's palm, the curly-haired man's palm.
Nice, man, nice.
Screw it back, says, points to the guy that he has with him, says, how about I don't ask about yours, you don't ask about mine.
Don't worry, he'll be dead in 5 minutes. It's right hit his main artery, so... You want to get high?
Not right now, cheers.
Alright, okay. Sis! New patient. I told you not to let fucking anyone in! And she looks up and she sees you. Oh, it's you. Just take a seat. And she's gonna keep continuing to stitch this guy's chest up.
Do I find anywhere in the room anything looking like restraint so I can just put this guy in a chair?
You see that there is a number of chairs which seem to have restraints on them.
Okay, great. I do that. Probably clumsily, probably failing. Like Dante puts one of his arms into a restraint. He seems to have
gone a lot more passive. And as you strap him down, he sort of just goes, just a taste. And you strap him down again, he goes, just a taste. More like a question than a demand anymore.
Oh, I see. Dante puts a finger to his lips and winks at him and goes, wait your turn.
Right, outside, Ned, what are you doing?
Oh,
I imagine Ned having just, a lovely conversation with the homeless guy. Just, like, super, just clearly out of it. Ned is, like, sick.
So you walk over to the homeless person, and he just goes, wow, what do you want?
Listen, buddy. Times are tough out here, and really, here you go. And he takes the golden hat that he used on the guy. It's just like to get rid of evidence. His golden hat used on the guy. He gives it to the homeless man. He says, I swear to God, if you buy drugs with this, I'll kill you. Anyway, bye. And then he just goes away.
Okay, the homeless man sort of takes the hat, spins it in his hands. It's weighty, and he sort of like reaches forwards, bites it, looks at it, and just very slowly stuffs it into his bag.
Yeah, but just as Ned's walking away, he does fucking this, bites away, it's 24 carats, and then he leaves.
I don't eat
Gold
carrots.
Doesn't have carrots.
I don't eat. I don't eat carrots.
You can. Now you can afford it, and he just leaves.
Oh, sorry guys, 1 second. Someone again at the doorway.
Carat is a measure of weight. If your gold is 25 carats, it's a very, very tiny hat. It's like a tiny you'll put on a centipede or something.
Oh, damn.
All
I
right.
thought carat was purity.
Yeah.
No.
What's
they
purity?
measure purity in it's a triple figure usually. Like the purest gold is 999, and it's almost like clay-like.
Yes, and he just looks at it. He's just, hey, that's 999.
Ned's gonna have a gang in like season 2, the 999 gang.
That's just he serves.
Yeah,
999
That
gang.
is just it. Yeah, in
The Purity Boys.
Purity. Oh no, that's a terrible name. Please. Don't
Sounds like a choir group, dude.
Yeah.
Purity Boys.
It sounds like
love
it could be an
that.
actual gang name, though.
Yeah.
They're just like super
Seriously,
religious.
boys?
I'm gonna
I
be
don't
right
know.
back as well.
It's some Catholic reimagining of the Hardy Boys or something.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even know how to tackle this. I probably should have expected that she was gonna run at the beginning of the session, but I had not planned for that.
By the way, Ned, it's getting to the point now. It's really late at night, so this is the point where you're gonna start feeling exhaustion soon. If you don't, like, you are wrecked. Is the best way I can put this.
Yeah.
You too, Dante, as well. You're waiting for a good hour as Celia tries to tend to this person.
Okay.
Cassius comes back and sort of sits beside you guys and is like, "What's his problem?" The tasty guy.
I thought we agreed that.
I'm just trying to be like friendly, you know.
Cecilia's your sister, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
I see.
You just don't ever fucking look after me, though. You like a drug dealer or something?
Nah,
Oh, pity.
I don't know what the hell I am right now.
Yeah, well, it's best time to figure it out, I guess.
In a room with a man holding on to the last of his guts. Yeah, probably.
When else are you gonna figure it out?
You're wise beyond your years.
I am so high right now.
And that.
Yeah,
Do
go.
I take a status called
Yeah.
exhausted or something?
Yeah, so at this point, you both Ned and you are both going to take an exhausted one.
Okay.
Would almost put it higher.
Do I still have punched 3? Because I think I should.
Yes,
still
you do.
have it.
You definitely do. The only time statuses disappear is if there's a monologue or there's enough time that it's going to disappear. You very much have punched 3.
I have a question, by the way. The tracking card, there's increasing steps until 6. What does that mean?
So it goes up in the amount of that you have. So like, if I say if you're on punch 3 and I say you take another punch 3, you go up another 3 little points. So you'll get up to I think 5.1. No, you'll get up to 4.1. Sorry.
My question here is, do I go on the number 3 or on the?
You're on the number 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And when you get to 5, you're incapacitated, and
Yeah.
when you get to 6,
You're dead or changed forever.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Nice.
So, for the rest of the sort of evening goes past, you spend at least an hour or so waiting for her as Celia tends this person. Very slowly, this person lapses into silence. And then, finally, you watch as Celia is standing over him, going, "Fuck! Fuck, 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 fuck!" And then she kicks the table, steps back, wipes her across her forehead and leaves a bloody smear there and goes, "Right, what do you need?" She turns to you.
I brought another one. I know you don't want to deal with them, but I didn't know who else I could ask.
I can't help him. I don't. She steps down and sort of puts a light up to his eyes, checks over him for about 3 or 4 minutes and goes, "I'm sorry, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to start.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, if you leave him here, I can start trying to mess with some stuff, but..."
When I was in that bathtub, the things that fell off the other one's mouth, they gave me a contact high. I took some measurements on myself, put a few things to numbers. The first thing, the most noticeable thing, is I had an overwhelming sense of hunger. I panged for something. Like pomegranates. Went to the shop, bought some juice. That was entirely unsatisfying. There was a black spot in my eye. My right eye. It's not there anymore. By the way, is it there anymore? If Dante checks the
You
mirror?
check again.
Yeah.
She's gonna look for you, and she looks through them, pulling back your eyelid and checking input, and she sort of goes, "No, you seem fine. Oh wait, there's some darkness in the corner of your eyes, but it's not. I mean, it's not normal. But listen, I've come across this before. It's becoming more and more common. Less so in Tomb Street, but more down in places like Russet Way, and sometimes folk bring in people and, they expect a miracle cure because I'm the miracle cure woman, and I can't give them shit. So, I'm sorry, I can try, but I can't promise anything.
I don't expect miracles. I just don't want this, whoever they are, to die. I watched other firefighters tonight.
It's... The way I've seen it, there seems to be stages of it. There's been people who've come in, and they've been... like, on the verge, and they've been okay. And then you see people come back in again, they're just completely gone. There's just no way back after that. I don't know what it requires to get you to that stage, but if you're close enough to the edge, I can usually help. But once you're past that point, it's just... You're basically already drowned.
Someone who took ethics classes, what would you recommend I do with this one?
This one? I mean, he's one of the far gone ones, so I don't know, but... I mean, for him, I'm just gonna have to meddle and see if I can try some things. And the last one I had gave me this, and she gestures to one of the scars on her neck, and she goes, "I'll be more careful though, and I've got Cassius, so..."
I can stay, if you need my help.
Well, you don't have the couch, because Cassius is on that, but you can sleep on the floor if you're fine with that.
Nah. Dante's in his head just running whether he should stay or go help the reporter. Eventually he'll conclude that he's going to have to work with these people a bit more, so he's going to have to trust them to take care of the reporter, and he stays to help Celia.
She sort of nods at you and she goes, "Oh, show me the wound."
What wound?
Don't.
He pulls up he pulls up his shirt, pulls the jacket away.
You're almost fine. No significant pulling. You've pulled a wee bit there. Be more careful. She steps back and she goes, "Right, I'm gonna get some sleep while I can." And she moves into the other room and shuts the door behind her. And you turn and you see Cassius is just like blowing a long, pillowing ball of smoke out of his mouth, and sort of like looks at you and goes, "You can have the couch if you want. I'm good."
Cheers, mate. I knew I liked you.
Fuck, like you gave me drugs, so I'm fine.
We're not gonna tell him that I got the drugs from Celia.
And with that, you move to the couch and slip into a dreamless sleep. Meanwhile, wandering the streets alone, Ned Halford, what are you doing?
What do you mean wandering the streets? I'm still outside the building.
Oh, right, okay, you're just waiting outside the building. I thought you were just wandering, looking for the...
Oh no!
I'm just chilling, waiting for them to let me in.
Okay, the door's open. They let you in. If you want to go in, you can be let in. You just have to buzz again.
Okay. He buzzes again.
Right, yeah. Hello?
I'm dying. Help. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, sure. You got any drugs?
My friend came up there. That's like 50% mine.
Oh, wait, fine. And the thing clicks, and
Thanks, man. You hear a loud bang noise as he hits his head in the door. And then he bumbles his way up the stairs, I'm assuming, and he just falls into the door, and He's just on the floor, like starfish style, in the between the entrance of the room and like the stairs. He's just like, hey, the doctor knows.
Cassius
And then he
sort
passes
of
out.
Cassius sort of looks at you for a moment. He goes, "You can wait till morning." Pats you on the side of your face, and then just sort of like leaves you there, lying asleep on the floor.
I mean, probably, but whatever. And he falls asleep.
Okay.
Dude, Ned is he's destroyed.
Okay. Jump to Jasmine. You floating through the night air, the rain buffeting against your ethereal form. You arrive at the King's Oath pub, returning to your humanic form as you are at the doorway.
Yeah. And I guess they locked up nicely, my employees.
It's locked up nicely.
All right, after checking that, I'm gonna float into there. I'm just floating through.
Everything
even bothering
seems to
with
be
walking.
everything seems to be well set up by your employees. There's in the back room. There's the money made from the day. Slightly less than when you're on, but that's to be expected. And where are you going?
Straight up through the ceiling into my bed, where I reform laying down.
Okay, you go to sleep lying down, and as you are drifting off, you recall the picture Ned showed you of the individual with the roaring face, and the last thought you have as you slip off is, there's something familiar about him. Elizabeth, what do you do as you get home?
Yo, hey, can we take a 5-minute break?
Sure.
Sure thing. Mm-mm.
I agree. My blood is about to burst by.
Otherwise, I would not be able to focus on this conversation. Okay.
Take a 5-minute break. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Goodbye, cat. Oh, I choked.
My kitty cat. Oh. All right. Let's see. So we didn't get a name, right, for the man that was petrified.
Nope, you did not.
No. All right. Bearded man.
Ignore the little handout that says his name.
No, I'm not even gonna check it. I'm gonna call him bearded man, and then quote unquote Santa, since that's what Ned called him, because he had ice powers. Ice powers.
I love that he's become Santa. No, that's.
I mean, that's what Ned said. So that's the only thing she can go on. So. And that's also just what I've got in my notes here. In her head, it's just like bearded man seemed familiar.
I'm trying to give everyone as much time as possible, but it's quite hard at the moment jumping between everyone's things. So sorry, I know you haven't got a huge amount of time this session, Jasmine, but yeah.
No, absolutely fair. It's like, I mean, I had a pretty big role to play, like not only last session, but the session before that. I know I'll get my shot.
Only get one shot, not fake
it. And it's also just like she's deliberately avoiding the others right now. So it's absolutely fair that she doesn't get to say much because she doesn't want to say much.
I'm just seeing Syriinx's messages now, which is fuck Cassius is hot, damn. Damn Cassius, damn.
Cassius is hot.
I'm back.
Really can't wait. Let me I think most characters you've shown us are pretty hot.
I'm trying. This is the thing. Like, I swear to God, like I hate the fantasy trope of every character being attractive, and I hate. But it's so difficult to find character pictures that are remotely like what you envision that aren't super fucking hot. Like it's so annoying.
Pedro isn't like what I would call hot.
Dude, Pedro's fucking smoking, man. Pedro's smoking hot.
Dude, if I was not playing Ned right now, my character would just be an average Joe. You know, like I love that whole shit of like. I know City of Mist wants you to have like traumatized characters, but I love having a character that's just some fucking guy. Yeah.
But then again, I
don't think
yeah.
it wants you to.
Yeah.
But there's also like regular trauma as well. City of Mist, like you can have regular trauma. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
was
I guess.
bullied as a kid, and that makes me, you know.
Or a broken
That
nose.
makes me angsty.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm sorry that well, James isn't very attractive, is he?
What?
James
isn't very attractive. Come on.
is he?
Yeah.
Who's James? Oh, is this your employee?
No.
No.
This is a guy they
It's
met
like-
in their
James
club.
is great.
Oh.
Stout on
Guy that
that.
was good at darts.
I like how his head literally resembles.
Huh?
Was what?
How his head literally resembles.
You cut out every time you say resembles. You go literally resembles, and then it cuts out, and we don't hear what it.
It literally resembles a candle.
A candle. Okay, there we go.
I get
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, James is hot. Look at that. That's like I'm not sure if those are bags or just great eyeshadow. Yeah.
Can I ask something about James? That does he have that scar?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
that's
hello.
interesting. Oh, I wanted to do something.
What? Stab him.
What? Why would I stop? What?
Well, I mean, you were first talking about
the one thing Dante does is protect. I'm sorry, but one thing
I wanted
Dante's
to
been
do
consistent
something in
of is
character.
protecting young people. He's very good.
Right. Yeah. No, that's right.
Just to let, Dante has been the most moral character so far, which is a very bad sign for the group.
Oh no, absolutely.
Hey, can I just like retcon a thing? If as Ned's like falling asleep, he just like half awake looks at Dante and just says, "I'll explain it all tomorrow."
Dante's already asleep, which is what you don't notice.
No, he doesn't know.
He sleeps in a very like still. He basically fell asleep how he sat down. So you think he's still looking somewhere, but he's kind of asleep with his eyes half open.
Nice.
The sofa, by the way, is surprisingly comfy. It's like one of those. It's one of those ones that's more spring than so. Like you get into it, it's like the springs react to you, and you can feel them digging into you. But after a moment, it's like it's comfy. It's nice, and you drift off quite easily.
You know, springs, needles. What's really the difference to it?
Exactly. It's like a bed on nails.
Yeah, I've run out of popcorn. I went through 2 bags.
Ooh, 2 bags. Nice.
Dude, I'm a 3-bag regular. It's just, dude, I literally have an entire bucket that is the size of 3 bags dedicated only to popcorn.
See, I've never been a popcorn person. I've never. I get like I will. Always, I'm the sort of guy who will get nachos at a movie instead of popcorn. I don't know why. It just doesn't. It's
Much
not
of the nachos, much, isn't it?
I love nachos though. They're so
I
good.
love them, but
So
it's
good.
so loud in movie theaters.
Dude, I love nachos, but a bad cheese will ruin a good plate of nachos.
That's why you get.
That's so true. I have to call Syriinx out on what she's been posting in the group chat, which is "fuck Cassius is hot, damn Cassius, damn."
Now I bet she's regretting she made her character. The only thing so far that's happened is threats and the inability to date Cassius.
Combination threats and the inability to date Cassius. Right. If everyone is back, then.
Yeah.
Right. Elizabeth, you pull up outside your house. Very nice suburban house. As you pull up, the rain has now faded to a very faint drizzle now. There is a light on.
Okay, so we've been saying that it's pretty late now. How late are we
At
talking?
this point, it is now 3 or 4 in the morning.
All right. I'll park the car, get out, and make my way inside through the front door.
You open the door, and you see that your wife, Alison, is sitting at the sofa. Not just she sort of looks up, sees you, and then looks away immediately, raising her nose slightly and looking at the TV, which is on. The sound is off, and you can just see Stranger Things is on, but there is no sound. And she just sort of nose raised, just looking at it.
Hey, honey. Sorry about that miscalculation of when I was gonna be home.
Miscalculation? Oh, that's 4 a.m. Miscalculation, that's about, well, close to nearly 6 hours.
Elizabeth is gonna get closer to her, and take off her jacket, put it on the sofa, and sit down, not immediately next to Allison, but like a few like centimeters between them, like not close, but still. Hey, I'm really sorry. If I had known, I would have let you know so that you didn't have to be worried. You know I don't want to make you worry. I'm sorry.
She sort of sits there for a moment, like not looking at you at all, as you say this, and she sort of like her whole body is tensed as if she doesn't want you to come any closer to her. And then she stands, takes the controller, clicks the thing off, and goes, "Yeah, well, good night." And she moves past you and heads straight upstairs.
Yeah. I think Elizabeth will sit there for like a few solid minutes, maybe like even 10 minutes, as she just sits there and stares at the place where Allison was sitting before she gets up, takes her coat.
As you get up, you glance over and you see towards the bin in the kitchen, the flowers that Mr. Grace had sent are now stuffed into the bin. They're wilting heads, drifting just out of the top.
Oh yeah, something I forgot. Is the card still attached?
The card is, yeah, still attached.
I'm gonna take off the card.
It just says, "By the grace of gods."
Yeah, I'm gonna take off the card, and I'm gonna keep that for what I needed.
Okay.
But as I take off the card, stuff it into like my wallet, hang up my coat, I think she pauses at the bottom of the stairs, as if she was planning to go upstairs, but then suddenly changed her mind. And after a brief pause, she's gonna not head upstairs. But as she's rubbing her eyes out of exhaustion, she's gonna make her way to her, workshop room.
Okay. You click on the lights. They flicker on one after the other in your workshop room.
Alright. She feels like if she would go to sleep, first of all, she doesn't feel good that she wasn't able to keep up her habit this week. So she's gonna deal with that, but deal with that tomorrow. She's not gonna leave the house anymore right now. But either way, she still feels like if she would go to sleep right now, she would not be able to sleep. Or at least not peacefully. So instead of tempting that fate, she's just gonna sit down with a sigh and like plop herself into her little chair in front of the still blank canvas from last time. And she's gonna take up the paints and the brushes from last time. And after a brief pause, similar to last night when she was sitting there and she was holding the brush but nothing was coming, she instead sits there now and she starts painting, but it's not the usual portraits that she has strewn all over this room and in many other places. It's more one of those paintings that she keeps to herself. And as she is taking her time, brushing on dark colors, grays and blacks, there's like this portrait forming there, which is a hooded figure standing in a cold and empty gray streets. And he's holding a bright red seed in his hands. And that's the only color in this painting. And as this figure is looking up to the sky, in the shadows around the figure, there's dozens of shadowy figures reaching out, some even climbing up this person as the shadows try to get to the seed. And as the hours drag on and as she's painting this, the last thing that she paints is even the shadow of this figure itself is reaching up over his body towards the red seed while the person is still looking up to the sky. And she's going to spend quite some hours on that.
By the time you finish, the glow of morning is peeking through the curtains. You hear the sound of the paper being deposited at your door as the final bits of the painting go on. You're going to take an exhaustion point 1. Actually, I'm not going to leave that 1 for the moment. As you stare at this now finished painting. And at that, you're going to drift off to sleep for about an hour or so. When each of you wake, you find today's paper is... So when you, Dante, and Halford, Ned, you wake to the sound of and feeling of your nose being put back into place with a... as it is crunched back into place. Whilst Dante, you wake to Cassius.
Dante doesn't sleep much.
Oh yeah, you're awake when Cassius sits on your legs, unfurling today's paper, and you see the front cover of today's paper.
Ooh, what's it say? Oh, magnificent.
Says movie magic in Old Town. Famous director Declan O'Shea starts filming on set this week. It's very exciting.
New talent takes on prestigious theatre. Stags in Golden Prank. Nice.
Ooh.
A hilarious prank seems to have been played on several people in Russet Way last evening. They woke to find a whole diner had been painted gold in the night. Luckily, the paint easily came off in the rain, but one waitress suffered an injury when she slipped on the gold floor. So Dante will throw the paper towards Halford and say, "Tell me about this man who made you want to eat the seed."
It hits him directly in the nose, and he's like, "Ah."
If it hits on the nose, Celia, who's over you now, still cracking her nose, goes, "Patient, patient."
I am patient.
No, he's my fucking patient.
Oh.
I'm there.
Don't you fucking get in. Don't you get on my... I will throw you right out now. Right, this calls for the pen.
In my defense, never did varsity sports.
She's gonna...
The man.
Oh, as you're doing this, by the way, she's gonna click her pen, rub her fingers, place her fingers on your nose, and it's gonna go, and the nose, the pain in your nose disappears. That you're going to go down to broken nose 0. It's gone.
Oh, that's great. I never added that status because you never told me to. My bad.
Sorry, punch 3, punch gone, punch 3 gone.
Oh, punch on. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ned gets up. He's like, "Thank you, dear. You're so much better at dealing." I don't.
Don't worry, I've heard it all before. Just give me your fucking money and get out when you're done.
You're more direct than my ex-wife. Anyway, and he gives her the money. He turns around to Dante, and he's just like, "I will explain everything." Okay.
Explain now. The doc might want to hear some of this, seeing how she has a patient.
Oh yeah, the body on the table's gone, by the way.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, the guy strapped in there. He's still strapped in there, though, right?
The guy's still strapped in there. He hasn't slept a wink, and he's just sort of staring at you guys, going. Just looking for person.
Allow me to explain. Dante, I have a feeling you're gonna be my best friend in this whole situation, in this specific little thing we got to deal with right now. I called a reporter using a payphone. I showed up to a diner. It was called Jenny's. The one... Oh, hold up. And he quickly reads the newspaper to see if there's a mention of it. And he's...
Yeah, that's why he threw the newspaper at you.
Yeah, he sees the part where it says washed off with the rain, and he's just like, oh no.
He's gone, isn't he? You stuffed a shoe in his mouth, and now he holds a grudge against you. So tell me about it.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I can do a lot of stuff.
There's
okay.
Other people near you. Maybe I worry about
the reporter, the girl. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say. Okay. Basically, very good reporter wants to do something about it. Her boss won't let her. Even on the phone, it was like that. This guy, he brought at least 6 of these tasty boys with him, right? And he tried to make me eat the thing. I'm not going to take it out because he'll start getting mad. But yes, he made me eat the thing. I did not eat it. I was better than that. I pulled the fast one on. And he was upset about that one. I'm sure you could see in the photo. He has ice powers. He punched a place where he thought I was going to be. And I moved to the side, and the wall there had a dent in it. So I don't know what to tell you about that.
It didn't have a dent. The bench you were sitting on was completely destroyed and shattered to pieces by the impact of his fist. Not only the bench, though, but the entire area around the bench was shrouded in ice.
Yeah. So this icicle slinging madman is, a big deal. He said he works for someone. That was a big thing about this. Ooh. He said that he works... No, but he did say it was a her. And he did say, I think that he was like a long-time hiree of this person. What was it?
Any other clue?
He was so rude to me. He told me that I wasn't a player in the game. I was just a pawn. And I was a golden pawn stumbling about, that he was leagues ahead of me.
He's not wrong about that.
Shut up. Anyway.
You know we're being led by a dick here, right? Grace came to us, gave us half an information. Almost immediately people started chasing us. Put 2 and 2 together.
Another thing.
Pawns.
I have reason to believe...
Stop being a pawn. You need to stop thinking. So this man, he somehow knew about the meeting between you and the reporter and showed up there with goons.
I have a feeling that they have... well, not really. This pretty much confirms it. Obviously the story is being suppressed, right? When someone goes under their radar, like this fine young lady did, and tries to unsuppress the story, they die, right? So I don't know why they might have waited until they actually got to the diner to attack, but they have been trailing you the whole night. There was no way that they would have gotten us by now. There's no way that they didn't know where we were. They know where the bar is because it's a bar, right?
Point out something. They may have been trailing, but it's possible they've been on your trail and not hers. And when they saw her in a meeting with you, decided to use her simply as a hostage to twist your arm.
No, they specifically said that they were going to kill her. Like they had that. They were really dead set on that whole killing her thing. But it was really weird.
Because you were there to affect you. They still should check up on her. You're right.
I am very important.
Well, in as much as they wanted you to eat the pomegranate seed. Speaking of which, Celia,
Yeah.
would it help to have what they're on?
Yeah, I mean, for me to figure out, well...
Maybe there's some sort of an antidote or an anti-agent. I don't know.
Do you know what that thing is you've got?
No.
Right, okay. She takes out her pen, and she clicks it again, and the sides come out, the winged side. She goes, do you know what this is? I'm guessing you can see it. You can see more than a pen, right? If you can tell that that pomegranate seed is worth something, you can tell this is not a pen.
Right.
Those things are not within the conventions of normal medicine. They are, special. Unique. I've been trying to figure them out, but whatever it is, it's beyond me. If I were you, I would get rid of that thing as soon as you can and never look back.
Yeah, if other people were me. They're not.
Ned just suddenly, like a light bulb goes off. He's like, the recording. There is evidence of all of this that happened. There are transcriptions. You can look them up over and over again. But it's on her phone. She, I could not imagine why, but she did not trust me and took out her phone in the middle of the thing under the table, thinking I didn't notice. And she took a recording. My recording has gone kaput, but hers is still a thing. Okay? If anything, that makes her priority number one above me. If they really are tracking us, then they probably know that my recording is not good anymore.
What do you think you're going to do with a recording? Like, you think you're going to convince people? This is... How long have you been in this world? This world is... We're completely off the grid from what you're used to, mate.
This is my world, baby. He steps out and he's just...
She sort of looks at him and she goes, well, you're not getting a fucking coffee then. And she stands up and she goes, Dante, do you want a fucking cup of coffee?
Love to. Let me help you brew it.
Yeah. She snaps.
Listen, I appreciate everything that you've done for me, but really, there's no question here. We're too deep into this. We have to win the game. There's no other way to go about this than getting the maximum amount of information possible.
She's not wrong that this is some sort of off the grid thing, you know. I've lived in this place for years. I haven't heard about any of it.
Should we meet up with the haircut lady again?
If we want to question Grace, but I don't think he'll oblige. Right now, we have a person we need to do right by, and that's Amy. And your reporter.
Who? Oh yeah, Amy, the dead one.
The dead one.
Okay.
The question is, why was she or her murder that important?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think it was. I think this guy just happened to slip into his drink, and he drank a little bit of the not so good red balls of death, and he.
I'm sorry, I'm getting the thing you're going on now, but that's not how it works. Those things don't just take you like that and then you're gone. They take you, yeah, but that's only for a wee bit and then you come back. And you don't go angry, you follow orders. I mean, each of them are tasked with something. This fella here, what was he trying to do when you brought him to me? I'm willing to bet he had a plan.
He mimicked a voice. Said something about, you made one jump, I can make 6 jump. There were 5 others with him. They started just leaping off the bridge. We managed to wrangle this one, hoping somehow to preserve his life.
That
And
fucking orb.
Well, let me tell you why he's docile now. He's docile because he's out of the range of the order he was last given. Second someone gives him a new order or comes along and tells him what to do or is in range to give him what to do, he'll start acting like a fucking freak again. And I won't be able to stop him.
Does it have to be a specific person to give him the order?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just know...
Or if you just order him to get clean?
How can I spell this out for you? I knew a guy whose whole thing was that he was able to go to places no one else could go. Now, he was a good friend of Dickhead over here. And she points at Cassius. And Cassius sort of just pulls the newspaper up above his eyes. She goes, he took one of those, woke up the next day, and his name was plastered all over the fucking TV, saying he'd robbed a bank. He didn't remember none of that. Now the fucking idiot went and he took more, and we never saw him again.
I see.
Hey,
What
Dante.
do you know about Lucille Lemieux?
Lucille Lemieux, the
Yeah.
girl who runs the Wicker Hound. I don't go down there. It's a fucked up place. Well, as far as places go, it's... Well, it's full of... It's all this high-minded hypocrisy about keeping our kind safe. And at the other side, you hear Cassius just goes... And he goes, I know you can't see it, but it's real. Keeping our kind safe and protecting us from... But
The
more
murder
shit's
that
gone
happened
down there
happened
than... Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was literally... I was
The
about to say
murder
the same
that
thing.
happened in the Wicker Hound, and when I mentioned it to her, she got really upset and said this is a sanctuary.
Yeah.
Which is a slight contradiction in terms.
Lucy is a bit like that. See,
And
thing you
I'm
don't know about
thinking,
the Wicker Hound is it's under siege. It's a city that's been surrounded, and it is slowly and very surely dying. Lucia
Under siege by
can
what?
lie to herself as much as she wants, but that's the truth of it.
You don't think she had anything to do with the murder?
Lucia?
Trying to cover it up. Yeah.
No, Lucia couldn't hurt a hound. You ever looked at that rifle she's got over the counter?
It's a prop.
No, it's a complete prop. She never hurt anyone. She can't. It's not in her nature. Her whole thing is about looking after people, helping people. She's not that kind. No.
Well, that's good to hear.
But, to be honest, she's a bit of an idiot. She thinks she can stop this. She thinks she can just hide behind the walls of her fucking club and stop the world from getting in.
If she has a club that's a sanctuary, who's the bouncer? Or the bouncers?
You don't know already?
No idea.
Who's always there?
The plants.
The band.
Oh. Oh.
They have been with Lucia since the very beginning. She trusts them more than anyone else in the whole world.
Right. I see.
Fucking, you ask me though, I wouldn't trust Alex Piper as far as I could fucking throw him.
Which one's that?
Oh, you'd know him. Pretty boy. Well, pretty girl. Nobody knows. It's kind of somewhere in between. He's whatever you like him to be.
Alright, pretty person. So, what's their deal?
Their deal is they like causing trouble, if you get my meaning. Trouble with people who are committed against trouble, if you get my point.
I have a question. It's a sanctuary. What do you mean under siege? How many different attacks have happened there?
I don't mean literal siege. It's a fucking metaphorical siege. Fucking hell. And then you see Cassius lowers the thing. She was trying to be poetic. I was trying to be poetic.
Yeah, I'm trying to be literal and solve the murder case, but okay. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm going to be very honest. All I know is that we need that recording so that...
All I know, things go worse to worse in the Wicker Hound. Things are getting... Less and less people seem to think it's a safe place. But Lucia is adamantly saying that there's nothing wrong there. There's nothing that could ever go wrong there. Except a few of her patrons have gone completely missing and never turned up again.
Do you think... I have so many questions. First of all, Dante, I want to try something. Do you have your seed on you?
You fucking take that out in here. You get out.
I just want to ask the guy some questions, you know?
You want to get that out in here. You get out.
Also, Dante just jabs a finger at Ned and says, "You want to taunt an addict with their addiction?"
No, but if you have the seed, then you are within the range of giving them a command, right? The old guy had a lot of seeds on him, and he kept giving them commands, and they kept following. I don't think you actually need to taunt them or give them any, as long as it's on you and you're close to them.
Dante kind of turns to Celia, shrugs one shoulder, and says, "Worth a try?"
You do anything with that seed, it's outside my house.
Fair enough. I'm still gonna...
I won't try it in here, but I just want you to know. That guy was not kidding. He was the real deal. If anyone is the general of this whole thing, this whole siege, right? It's him. It's that guy.
Why would he want to keep the murder out of the public eye? Why would he go after us as soon as we start investigating it?
If you kill someone,
the Wicker Hound, wouldn't he want the reputation ruined? Wouldn't he want people to feel unsafe there?
No, because if you want... You don't tell the moth it's running into a flame.
I see what you mean.
It's the reason Lucille's still alive. They need to have someone there to convince everyone it's still okay.
You're assuming the Wicker Hound is some sort of a supply pot for them.
I've never... Okay.
I see what you mean. All right, Celia, take care of your patient. If all else fails, the option Halford suggested might be worth a try.
You've got yourself in a circle now because you're one of my patients and you've got to fucking stay looking after yourself, right?
Always.
Good.
He lies.
You're welcome here, but don't bring trouble to my door, and don't bring those seeds to my door. And she's when she says that, there's an edge of firmness to her voice that is very serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not going to mention that he has one in his pocket right now. Folded into a sheet with stats on it.
I'm very sorry about bringing multiple things to your door. Or I will stay very far away from you. I can, but thank you. Anyway, I just want you to know, I probably would have died. Anyway, bye. Yeah,
I get it. You're welcome.
You know, you can do more than just this, if you really wanted to.
You do a lot. She looks at you and she goes, "No, I can't."
You do a lot, but, you know. I really do hope that most of the addicts that you fix up don't go back to what they do once they leave.
Yeah.
The streets are hard. Anyway, bye.
Yeah, me too.
Have I unburned all my tags for the
No. Nope.
Okay. So
you guys step outside, and as you do, the camera cuts back inside to her and Cassius standing there. Cassius rolls up the newspaper and goes, "You know, I wouldn't have taken it." She goes, "Don't fucking lie to me." He goes, "Well, I wouldn't have taken it again." She goes, "Oh." She looks at him and she goes, "That's why you're staying here with me." Cuts to Jasmine, waking up. What are you doing this morning?
Well, starting the day off with a very big cup of coffee. I mean, I'm going to be running my bar today, whatever happens. So I'm gonna get things in the working order, trying to keep my mind on things. I will read through the tabloid in the morning while I'm having my breakfast.
Okay.
There's
There's a couple of fun stories in there. The Ullmanoch news has never really been one to stray on seriousness. So there's a good bit about the stag. People are giving him little names. Locals are giving him names. There's a little funny piece about a farmer that swears to God that the stag told him to fuck off. Little bits and pieces about it. Silly stories back and forth. But as you get about going through your day and setting up the pub, and as the people begin to come in one by one, and it's a relatively relaxing day, but you cannot get that feeling out of your mind that you know that man. Golden face twisted in anger. You know him. Maybe... No, you're not sure. You just niggles at you, constantly on the verge of your brain.
Oh my god, that's the worst. That's just... Yeah, I mean, she'll try to just properly run the bar, but this is constantly on my mind. Yeah. Just
I'm sorry, I just saw Syriinx's thing on Cassius.
Huh?
I just saw Syriinx's posts on Cassius again.
Oh, yeah. Syriinx is just thirsting over this NPC, aren't you? You're allowed.
We don't know any Syriinxes in this group.
I mean, you're allowed. He's very hot. But yeah, other than that, just trying to make it as much of a regular day as she possibly can at this point.
The normality of it all actually does you a bit of a good service as the rest of the day begins to pass easily. It's sort of...
Would you say it does me so well that I can unburn the King's Oath pub power tag?
I would say a full day of yeah, it will.
Yeah, that's the plan.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Right. Cut to Syriinx. You wake up to the sound, the smell, and smell and sound of sizzling bacon and eggs that are coming through into the kitchen. Your wife is fully dressed, and has put you out a portion, though it is gone a little bit cold, and is just finishing her own and setting it on the table to eat.
I think Elizabeth will sit down at the kitchen counter and kind of like move her muscles, because falling asleep in that kind of position wasn't the best. And also, what sleep? She had 2 to 3 hours of sleep.
She sees you stretching uncomfortably, and you see a tiny inch of sort of like, you've suffered a little bit. That's gets a little bit back from it.
It is noted. But she won't give a reaction to it. She'll take the. She'll actually get back up and make coffee for the two of them, seeing as she just made breakfast.
Busy day today?
So she's... No. Saturday. Luckily, I don't have to give any classes. I couldn't for the life of me right now. I do still have the paintings finished that I need to drop off. What I was supposed to do yesterday, but that's about the only thing, really. How about you? Do you have to go to work today?
No, I'm meeting my parents for lunch.
Is this like a? I'm assuming if this was a.
It's just lunch. It's just lunch.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say if this was like a group thing, I'm pretty sure you would have mentioned it to me.
It's fine. It's just a thing.
Hey, no, no, it's clearly not fine. Hey, and she's gonna reach out over the counter table and take like her hand and hold it in both of her own and be like, "Hey, no, it's clearly not just fine."
I'm sorry. And she holds your hand for a second and just then goes, right, I better get going. And she pulls her hand away very quickly. So it's sort of like hold your hand, squeeze for a moment, and then quite quickly pull. You get the feeling she's trying to forgive you, but at the moment is still on the edge. Goes to stand and gathers the plates and brings them to the sink.
Well, all right. You have fun with your parents. Tell them I said hi. And if they feel up to it, they can come back to the house and we can all just have a chat and have a drink.
Yeah, that would be nice. Good change. I'll see.
Right, yeah.
Bye, hon. And she moves over, she kisses you on the cheek, and then she goes. But it's less of a kiss, more of sort of like a cheek bump. And then she's gone out the door, putting her jacket on, and gone.
I think Elizabeth will stare after her or the direction where she went to for like just a few seconds more with like a slight frown on her face before moving back to her own breakfast and finishing it up. And while she's doing that, she's gonna take out her phone, squint slightly at the glare of the screen, and as I think she's gonna put it on night mode, so that the screen doesn't flare as brightly. And she's gonna open up the WhatsApp group of everyone in it. And gonna text, I'll be heading to the cemetery today. See if there's any Amy already somewhere there. North or Southwell. And then a separate text. If anyone feels like joining, ... Sure? Question mark.
Okay. Each of you about
Jasmine.
Get your
Yeah.
Each of you get your.
Jasmine writes back, working the king's oath today. Sorry.
Dante will just write sure.
I'll be there eventually.
Wow.
Oh, you will. Oh, you will, hun.
Oh, he's gonna come.
I'll be there.
You keep living your life like
eventually.
this. Yeah.
Dude, what I want Ned to do? What I know everyone already has warnings, but I want Ned to like stop back at the hotel, just check in and like whatever, and goes up to his room. He's on the balcony, and he just stares at the balcony for like a good solid hour, just does nothing, and then like he's just like.
Oh, by the way, you find on beneath your door, slid beneath your door, both the checks you gave to Pedro.
Damn. Okay, this is either a heartwarming thing or a thing. Okay, because anyway, I picked them up. I just put them. I hold them in my hand. He just stares over the edge for like a good solid. At the check and the balcony and like the place where he fell off, and he's just like, "This is for an hour," and he's just that damn orb. Just turns back around. Also, one thing I do have a question on: the papers, right?
Yeah.
How much of this would my character recognize? Also, because the text is very small on my
Yeah.
screen.
So I can try and get it. I need to get you a better copy of that, by the way, so you can all see the details of the writing. But you should be able to see the paper that there's 4 stories at the moment. Sorry, 5 stories going. There's the famous director. Declan is putting his new movie on. New talent is taking over the theater, the Asphodel Theater. A strange stag is wandering around in Tomb Street. There's been a golden prank that's taken place down in Russet Way. In Russet Way. And Judge Sampson, is making very strong threats to wrongdoers.
I also have a question. Okay, the new talent show. Has that happened yet, or is it going to?
Oh, it's not a new talent show. It's new talent has taken over. So you read the details and you find out that Samantha Helg is set to take over the rule and management of the Asphodel Theatre. The theatre has long since had a brilliant history, dating right back nearly almost 200 years. Miss Helg stated that, "I am very proud to be part of this great city's heritage. Me and my husband at my side, there is nothing that I cannot achieve."
Okay. Yeah, and that's it. And he puts the checks in his pocket, and he calls Pedro to drive him to the cemetery.
Hello.
We're going to the cemetery today. Thank you.
Okay,
Pedro.
I come collect you soon.
What?
I come collect you soon.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Halford, I see you soon.
Listen, I prepare like a few things. The main thing, I want a shit ton of napkins and towels in the suit here, like the type of thing that if you just a lot of fabrics and stuff. I think you know what I'm gonna do with this, but
You look like the Michelin man as you leave.
yeah, that's what I want.
Goats. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you get. As you go to leave, the hotel manager goes, "Sir," and you stop, and he goes, "Never mind," and just lets you go outside. For Michelin Man, Pedro comes over in a couple of minutes and draws to a halt outside, and steps out of the car. He looks rather fine. Doesn't seem to be too bothered. And he's like, moves over to the limo and opens the door for you.
I look at Pedro, and I just as we're driving there, I'm just like, "Hey Pedro, I have a question.
See?
If there was someone after me, would you drive really fast?"
Oh, sir, if you are in love, you must go and confront the one you love. You cannot run from love.
Thank you, I guess.
When I met my wife, she was chasing after me, I tell you. But I had to turn to her and say that how I really felt, you know?
I see. I understand. Thank you for your wisdom, Pedro.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, I'm going to the cemetery now. Bye.
Okay. Dante, Elizabeth, how are you guys getting to the cemetery?
Driving my very not fancy car by myself.
Can I say before leaving, Dante will take Celia's number because he hasn't previously, and we'll ask her to keep in contact about the patient, and if there's anything he can do to help with his condition, he'll try, and he's really interested in the effect he'll refer to them as these rotten fucking things have on people. Because it wasn't pretty seeing 5 people just jump off a fucking bridge.
She gives you the her number. She gives you the information, and she you get the feeling there's sort of like tiredness around her right now. You've given her this impossible task, but there's no way she will say no. And you get the feeling this is a person that doesn't ever really say no to something that is difficult. She will put her heart to it. And as you leave and close the door, leaving behind her and her brother, you head on to the cemetery. Right.
I will buy a drink on my way there to just eulogize
What
the
drink?
young woman, you know. Booze, any booze.
Oh, booze. Okay, right. Okay. You can definitely buy some Scottish whiskey or some Irish whiskey if you're more if you have some more taste. Sorry, I mean, yeah. You get some booze and head on. You guys meet at the graveyard.
Has Elizabeth found a grave with
You guys roughly arrive at the same sort of time. It's on the outskirts of Eden Bridge. It's the main graveyard of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as I think Elizabeth will be there first, and
definitely.
As the others like arrive, she wasn't actually expecting anyone to agree to come along, so she's waiting at like the main like gate to enter the cemetery, and she has like this big bag with her, like a big black bag with like just like what for people who don't know what's in it, just like pieces like squares, but there's definitely like paintings in there.
Right.
And she'll be waiting at the front gate.
Okay. One by one, you guys arrive. I'm gonna say who set up first. Probably Ned in your limo. You'll arrive first, and then later, Dante. You arrive in the limo, and Pedro gets out, and lets you out, Ned.
Yeah.
You want
Thanks,
me
man.
to wait, or shall I go home?
You can go home.
Oh,
It's
okay.
And he steps into the car and goes away.
Drive safe. Seriously. And then the quick moment before Dante arrives, Ned wants to walk to Elizabeth, and he's just like,
Oh, Elizabeth is wearing sunglasses.
well, I got my disguise glasses on, so we were.
Oh god. Uh-huh. Okay.
And he just says, Elizabeth, you can be honest, you know.
Good morning to you as well, Ned.
Yeah, but we all know it's morning. Okay. Did you make him?
Oh, God, not this again. What do I look like? Some kind of mind manipulator to you? I cannot make people jump off of buildings. And even if I could, why would I make someone fall to their death like that?
I don't know. That's why I asked. Anyway.
Uh-huh.
Well, I hope if you see someone falling off something very high, next time you help me catch them. Anyway, bye. And it creaks the gate open very slowly and walks in.
Okay. Dante, you taking public transport together?
Of course.
As you're sitting in the bus, you hear a familiar voice beside you going,
Oh, what are we doing this? Getting a nice woman into trouble? It's a complete mess. No, she's a doctor. She can handle it. She knows what she's doing.
Both of you Bellans are right. We are getting her into trouble, and she knows what she's doing. But she's been in this trouble longer than us, so she can shed some fucking light on it. And me, in my idiotic hubris, I thought maybe, hey, here I am, I've secured one of those seeds, and maybe she can help. Little did I know that securing one of those was easier as them taking a fucking piss off a bridge, because Ned was having one of them shoved in his mouth earlier.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you should just, throw all those pills in the sea. Forget this. Go home. No, we're in too deep now. We're right at the angle we need to be. I think we're getting deeper. Figure this all out, you know.
Dante looks on one side at the pie chart, looks at the other side on the 45-degree angle, and kind of sighs and says, I'm not relishing the moment Venn diagrams get here.
Let me just say, mate, you can see from the green on me that I'm 90% sure that you're doing a wrong decision.
Well, that other 10 looks lovely, though. Beautiful crimson color.
Yeah. All right, well, We'll be here whenever you make a mistake, or make a decision, or just need some counsel. We'll be here, always. Always.
Dante takes out the bottle, considers for a few seconds taking a swig, but then puts it back. It's not for him, it's for the eulogy.
And as you drive up, you arrive just as Ned and Elizabeth are heading into the cemetery.
No. Ned is opening the gate and like going inside on his own, and he takes a few steps, and Elizabeth is just gonna say, "So you're not gonna wait until Dante gets here?"
There's only one gate. He knows where to go.
Have fun wandering the cemetery alone. Make sure no ghosts catch you.
I mean, that old guy kind of did look like ghosts. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's better if there's more than just me.
Oh, what? You're scared of some supernatural thing? The big.
You think you could have taken it home? You think you could have done what I did?
I don't need to do what you did because I'm more responsible than that. Dante, good morning.
My boy.
Dante gets out, just nods to his colleague, turns to Halford and says, you're younger than me.
Me? No. I'm probably older than you.
Wait, isn't Halford like you said 30?
Yeah, he's like 30, 35.
Yeah, Dante's 39.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. Not by a lot.
But yeah, takes out the bottle, kind of waves it awkwardly in the air, says, the eulogy?
For which one? There's been multiple eulogies, like, stacked up here.
Yeah. Maybe they're all a victim of the same thing. But we haven't seen to the girl yet. Suppose it's only right. We're investigating her death.
Dante, there is one thing. I think it's a good idea to plant the seed.
The pomegranate seed?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, the last thing I want is more of these, and
maybe in a controlled environment, we buy a little pot, make sure we can burn the fucking room to the ground if anything happens. Yeah, then it might be a good idea. Until then, no.
Okay. I'm not using my seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wanted you to eat it, huh?
A lot. That was his whole goal as he walked in. Wanted to kill the girl and make me a tasty boy. That was it.
You check up on the girl? Call the
I
newspaper?
I would have loved to, but nothing about it. Zyra Shaw. It's weird
What's
name.
the newspaper?
Newspaper. It talks about what I did, but not about what happened to me.
No, what's the newspaper's name? Do you know the...
Oh no, she was part of the BBC, so it's just the whole major, yeah.
So Dante just phones BBC.
Okay.
The desk that they would phone.
Hello, BBC.
Hello, I have some information for, let me check my notes, Zyra Shaw. Can I perhaps speak to her?
Zyra Shaw, I'm afraid she's not coming to work today. Is this particularly about a certain issue, or is this pertaining to one of her stories,
It's
maybe?
An old story that...
which one?
Well, I'll say it to the reporter. I don't think it's quite right to share it with the entire...
Well, sir, I'm sorry, that's not the way our service works. You have to talk to me first, and then I can put you through to Zyra Shaw.
Cool.
I'll leave her a message
I'll
saying
do
you
that.
called. What's the name and the number, please?
The name and the number?
Yes, please. That would be very nice, thank you.
Mildred Khan.
Mildred Khan. And what's the number, Mildred Khan?
This number.
Oh, well, could you say it out for me, please?
know what? This is a waste of time.
This is for training services, please, Mrs. Mildred.
He hangs the phone.
As you hang up and say, could we have a 5 out of 10 of what your... Could you give us a rating, please, of the quality of this corpse? And it cuts out.
I fucking miss the old days.
I hate reporters too. Anyway. Yeah, that if that guy's still up
I
and
just
about.
wanted to hear her voice. Maybe verify she's still alive.
Listen, man, guaranteed 24 hours, that's the limit. If we are in the place she's gonna be in 24 hours. Let's put it like that. If that man's up and about, and she has a recording of him saying higher reason for being here, I think he knows where he's gonna go.
Alright, so then we know where we're gonna go.
Well, first let's check out the cemetery. There are already a bunch to deal with.
Yeah.
There's
I
already...
assume we're just talking as we walk.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're not.
No, we're just standing. Elizabeth is holding us there, hostage.
Damn.
Well, no, yeah. So you want to head inside?
Yeah, as this part of the conversation finishes, it's like we're both walking in and what the fuck?
All right. So I guess keep an eye out. See if we can spot any of the names we're looking for. Neither South or Northwall.
Okay, if you guys are heading into the cemetery, can one person give me and you're searching for a grave in specific, can one person give me an investigation check with a +2 for the 2 people that are helping them? So who has the biggest bonus?
Can I be
If you're looking, Elizabeth, you'll have an extra +1 for knowing the graveyard well.
Well, no, I'm gonna sorry to disappoint, but Elizabeth has a second task here, and now there's 2 people with her. She can focus on one task while the others try to look for the names. So someone, either Ned or Dante, can roll and just a +1 because Elizabeth is gonna be focusing on something else.
Okay.
Can I use my help point on Dante?
There's no need, right?
It's
you give me a help point anyway?
I mean,
that'll give
+1 or +2?
That'll give you +2. Oh,
Okay.
well, actually, no, because you can't help him more than you're already helping him. I'm just gonna say that you don't need to use your help action. It would just be a natural +1 without you having to use help.
Am I still exhausted?
You are not exhausted. You managed to get some sleep.
All right.
And can I keep a very sharp eye out for any old gray-haired looking men that happen to be in alleyways? Just as we do this.
Yes, you can.
What would that be?
That would be that wouldn't be a check. You'll just have to.
Okay.
I only have one tag. It's my broad tag.
Yeah.
But... Oh, sorry. I did a +2 for some reason.
Yes.
+1.
So it's going to be a
Yeah.
6.
It's
going to be a
fail.
6, so it's a fail.
Yeah.
You guys search around for quite a long time, your eyes trailing over gravestone after gravestone, searching for graves that have fresh earth maybe at them. You find nothing. And as you continue to look, you are instead you find yourself just overwhelmed by the sheer quantity of graves here. Some of them dating back many, many years. Some of them so worn that the words beneath them just have flaked away to nothing. Some of them are just stone. Others have very cryptic messages that leave you lingering for a moment. Loving wife, so sad to see her go. And then no, nothing more than that. It's very sort of... And then, apart from that, you don't seem to see anything else. In the meantime, Elizabeth, what are you doing?
Yes, I have this lovely big bag of paintings that I don't actually know the names of. So I would like to, as I've done, well, many weeks before, as we're kind of walking, I'd kind of like to just close my eyes every now and then and just reach into the bag,
Yes.
take one of the paintings, and kind of try to almost feel if there's a place here that it needs to be at.
Give me a change the game, please.
Yes. Okay, so I will use. I have 1, 2, 3. I think I have 3 tags that fit here.
Say them.
I have art as the window. Art as a window into the soul.
Yep, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, in tune with death, with the dead actually, and then paint the,
Perfect. Yeah, those will all work, definitely.
Okay, yeah. Do I take a minus because of exhaustion?
Yes, you are still exhausted. You barely got any sleep last night.
Yes.
You have a -1 because of exhaustion.
Yep, and I'll roll with that.
Okay, right.
That's an 11.
That's an 11, baby.
You get 2 juice, right? You can get. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, and you can tell me how this affects the thing. You spend the next while moving between the graves, taking the pictures out one by one, and placing them by each gravestone. Some of them are relatively familiar, as you recognize one of the faces as one of the boys who jumped to his death off the bridge. And you place it at a space where a grave is not, but where a grave will be, you feel. You continue to move around, placing your pictures as you go. If you were to create a story tag, create the story tag dead put at rest. Or you can choose to take one of the other effects. I would probably say you take the temporary tag of dead put at rest. 2.
Okay, sure. How much? 2?
2.
Okay, yep, I'll do that. And yeah, so as the group is like walking around, sometimes Elizabeth will like leave the group and like place just like a painting out of the bag she's holding and place it next to a grave or an empty spot.
When you're a bit further away from the group, a voice greets you. Familiar voice. Goes, "Right then, what you doing? It's been a long time."
Oh, hey, hi, Colbert.
Hey,
Just doing the usual, but not on the usual day, it seems.
You turn to see a man with a face like a shriveled prune. There is just, it looks like his whole face has just been condensed in this tiny, it's almost cute. There's these 2 tiny little black eyes peering out from this pure wrinkles. He's leaning on his spade and looks at you and goes, "Hey, you look like you've been under a wee bit of trouble there, lass."
Could you know?
As usual, you struggle to understand him. Well, a wee bit about you seems, I don't know, on the sour side, if you ask me.
Hey, rough nights, but what's new in the city?
You looking after your wife? She's a good woman. Treat her right.
She is, Colbert. I promise I'm looking after her.
All right. You shouldn't have to have an old man like me tell you what to do.
I appreciate the advice nonetheless. I feel like I should listen to advice like that more often.
Yeah. Oh well, so it goes. Who's the new folk?
Hey, while we're here, you wouldn't happen to know if any new graves have been digged for an Amy, either north or south wall?
I wish I could help you, lass, but I have to be honest, see, I've been off my shift in a while. I'm not too sure. Maybe one maybe down the south side, maybe worth a look, but I can't tell you for sure.
Right, yeah. It was worth asking.
Always worth asking. Never got nothing without asking.
All right, well, I'm gonna get back to whatever it is I do.
Keep your chin up, sir. There's plenty of life and try and knock it down.
Until next week.
Yeah.
As you're gonna go back to the group.
He sort of nods to you and then goes,
I'm much sooner than give an old man some company.
moves on.
As she comes back to the group, she's gonna say, "Hey, I just asked the person who, well, the gravedigger here. He isn't sure if there is any Amy buried here recently. He said we should check out the south end, but I don't know if. I mean, we can try, but I don't know."
I do also want to say that Porter noticeably that Amy is definitely the right person.
You broke out
You
there.
really cut out. Can you repeat that?
I just want to say that the reporter noticeably when I
Oh no, you broke out again.
No, you broke out again.
Again. Oh, guys, wait,
The
sorry.
reporter.
Hello, can you hear me? Anyway,
Yeah.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that the reporter noticeably winced when I said the name.
You again broke out with the name.
Yeah, when you said the name, what?
Northwall.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
Also, GM is gone for a moment, so I'm gonna get a drink.
Okay.
I also need water. I'm eating too much.
Dante will say, "We've had no luck here."
I don't know, man. I have no I'm down to just show up at a cemetery, but what the fuck were we supposed to find?
I mean, I asked you all to come along. I wasn't promising a great experience.
It's a cemetery. People don't have those there. Yeah, they usually just get sad and leave.
You'd be surprised at what could happen at a cemetery.
What do you have raves with the ghosts?
What? No, that's silly.
Don't be crass.
I met my wife here.
Did you?
What?
Yeah,
Interesting
so
location for a first date.
I mean, good things can happen in a cemetery.
All right.
I mean, I guess you're right. Not in this one, but
And also, even if all of these people, and she like gestures to all the graves, even if all of these people aren't here anymore, that doesn't mean that they don't deserve some company once in a while.
yeah. Cool.
We're gonna jump across to Jasmine's pub, the King's Oath. It's about sort of midday now. You're in the middle of your sort of shift as things are going on. The rest of your employees have sort of arrived and are helping you out as best they can. The shift is a quiet one, but you're managing to get some time to chill, which is what you were looking for. Your employee one of your employees comes up to you. I've got to remember his name.
Let's see. That's gonna be either Jamie Patel or Rosa Gabasa.
It's no. It's Jamie. Jamie comes up to you and he's like, "All right, boss. You doing okay?"
I mean, pretty alright. It's been a late night.
You seem a little off.
Really now? How so?
Well, I mean, as in like, not really normal.
I mean, that's the definition of off, I suppose.
You kind of look like you're full of energy, but at the same time, you can't give a shit.
I'm just, I'm just a bit on edge lately. With just streets. The streets seem to be not as not as calm as they used to be, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And then there's this whole thing about this stag walking around like.
Oh, I saw it. I actually ran
saw
into it. Yeah. Well, me
What
and
was
a
it
couple of
like?
mates were drunk the other night, and we were walking around, and we actually ran into it. I swear to God, I have never seen an animal look so. I don't know. You know when it looks at you, and it looks so. It was like it was looking at us. It was like looking at us. You know, there's a difference.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Proper big
that's
stag
wild.
too. Red deer, like huge.
Huh. Wow, I thought it was just rumors. You take a picture of it.
No. One of the guys tried to take a picture, but it came out blurry. It's funny
Oh.
that you'd think they'd have a picture in the paper or something, but nah, all pictures come out blurry.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just things used to be a lot more quiet around here.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of a message just arrived. Yeah, it just says, and he hands you a little piece of paper. It just says, "Thanks, L."
All right. Well,
Just left
thanks.
at the door.
Thanks for yeah. Thank you for letting me know. As yeah. Anything
Anyway.
happened yesterday while I was off?
No, dead. Completely dead. A couple of the old folks were asking about you. They're always asking about you. I don't understand how you do it. You chat to them and they just sort of ease into it. I can chat bullshit for hours and they just...
I mean, it's not just about the talking. It's also very much about the listening, asking the right questions, getting people to air their heart. You know.
I don't know much about listening, but it's not really my thing.
That's
All right,
fine.
boss.
You'll learn about it. Maybe a bit later.
I'm getting paid for yesterday, yeah?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
And as we leave you there, cut back to the graveyard as you guys are. What are you doing in the graveyard?
I suppose after having failed to find the headstone of Amy south or northward, we're just eulogizing her to the open space in front of us.
Okay. You find an empty spot in the graveyard, and you can definitely eulogize her there.
I have a question. You know how like some cemeteries they have people's instead of tombstones they have like a bench in their honor, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing here?
There's a couple. There's benches that have like sort of little tags on them that will say. To...
I sit on a bench. That's it.
All right, we'll sit on a bench. Why not? Well,
the bench you sit on just says to Emma.
Actually, no. Sitting is a bit.
Hey, yeah, no. If Ned tries to sit down on that bench, Elizabeth will just roughly like take his arm and like not allow him to sit and be like, "No, you don't do that."
Really? I've never been to a funeral.
Dante takes out plastic cups from his pocket. Yeah. What do you mean? It's a made on the knee eulogy, and what do you expect? The full service? He takes out plastic cups out of his pocket, and just starts pouring drinks. You know.
I've never been to a funeral before. People don't invite me to.
They're not supposed to invite you, Halford. You're supposed to go to a funeral when someone you knew they cared about dies.
Doesn't happen a lot.
You expecting an RSVP on a funeral?
No, I've never. It's not I've never showed up. It's just it never happened. No one's ever.
Well, you've just been lucky, mate, and that's all it is. Take your cup.
Yeah. So far, the people who died did not want me there.
They're dead by that point. How would they? Never mind. We don't know much about this woman. We can't say anything about her one way or another. You say you met your wife in a cemetery, and We have no bloody clue when or where Amy and Daniel met, or where the hell he killed her. We barely had any time to talk with either of their friends or their families. I don't know what to say, except we know that a woman is dead. 5 more people, well, 6 more people jumped to their deaths. And somehow it's all connected to this aggravating bullshit we're all embroiled in. I suppose the only thing to say is that I hope there won't be any more Amy's. To no more Amy's.
To no more Amy's.
To no more Amy's.
You raise your glasses together and clink them to the woman you did not know, but are intrinsically linked to. And as you drink, you think of her only by the picture that you saw that they showed on the news, without a name. And as you drink, the camera moves, shifting away from that tiny spot in that secluded moment, drifting far away to a cafe outside Barrow Ridge. A woman is sat outside in the mid-morning sun. Despite the cold of the day biting, she is wearing sort of a thin, slim-cut dress. She has glasses over her eyes, and the cafe is entirely abandoned, but for her. Very slowly, a man walks up to her. He has white hair and a white beard, and he has been trying to wash the gold out of his hair for a very long time, but it just won't quite fade. He cracks his knuckles, looking worried, looking frightened, looking uncertain, as he steps towards the woman and goes, I failed to bring him in. She sits for a moment and goes, That's not good enough. You bring me my fucking man, alright? And he sits there for a moment and goes, Yes, I will bring him to you, Lady Lemire. And bows his head. And that is where we're going to end things tonight.
Woo! Was I right or was I right?
Scary.
Your Ned is wanted.
Fuck that guy. So good. I hope he never gets the gold out of it.
I hope he never gets the gold out of his hair.
Amazing. Awesome.
Dude, I hope every time he wipes, there's always going to be a little streak of gold.
Yeah.
Always a reminder.
Geek out.
Dude.
Okay, time to geek out.
Yeah. How's the crew grown this session?
I think a lot.
Has it?
I don't know, man. I feel like I didn't contribute shit during this. I feel like half the stuff that happened in my session just kind of got lost in translation.
No?
I mean,
I would disagree.
You could picture what happened. I think we'll all listen to your session and then compare notes.
Should I listen to y'all's?
Let's see. But how has the crew grown this session?
So I don't think we particularly have, because we've been accusing each other of
Yeah, exactly.
You've been quite separated this session, but the way you've sort of worked more of a unit, I'd say. It's weird. You've been separated, but you've kind of worked more to the same agenda, I'd say. It's a bit of a difference.
Speaking of which, I'm going to take a hurt point on Elizabeth, because she was prying. She was telling Jasmine to not go out like multiple times, even though it was like super incredibly late and stuff. And at one point, Jasmine just didn't want any of that anymore. So yeah, definitely a hurt point on you.
Okay, hurt
Funny
point
you should
on,
say
hurt
that.
point on there. Yeah.
Dante's taking a hurt point with Jasmine because at the point where, not because he knows anything, but because at the point where we're standing in the pouring rain holding down a junkie, just going, what are we going to do with him? Jasmine goes, I'm just going to go home.
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
Mhm,
absolutely.
mhm. True.
Man, I don't think any of these apply to me in this session.
I don't know. Ned had kind of a sort of a bit of a romancy thing with Dante for a while. You know, hanging out at Celia's. But
Yeah, but I feel like most of my interactions were like.
But what?
I wish I could add help points to NPCs because most of my interactions were with NPCs.
Fair, yeah.
if you want to, you can take a help point with Pedro. I'll allow that. Pedro is more than an NPC. He's a
Like
player.
throughout this whole game, we're not gonna allow any other NPC except Pedro to get help or hurt points.
Dude, I love that is a dream come true. I love Pedro. He's so great. He's a good heart. I swear to God, if something kills.
Why are you making these things more real?
I know,
saying
dude.
them
I
out
know
loud?
he's going there because.
But
Pedro
saying that
returned
stuff
to
just
check
makes
to
me
see
want to
if
put a target on their head. Saying I don't want them to die makes me go, oh, I want to kill them.
I mean,
By the way, you know who I don't want to die?
Oh yeah, I know you don't want to die.
Yeah, the guy that threatened Ned. I really don't want him to die.
I really don't want Ned to die. I really don't.
Well, that's actually true. Why are you being sarcastic? Ned's a great character.
That's great. Ned is great. Pray for Ned.
You really don't want him to die. Like, really not.
Really.
Like, really not.
Holy shit, I don't want this character to die. No.
I love so much. I get the fucking vengeance of him having failed. Oh my god, that's so good.
Ooh. Yeah.
Dude, I don't spoil don't spoil anything. But I thought you were just gonna be. And on the other side of town, you see a woman the same appearance as the photo. Because
What
you
photo?
just talked with the photo of her in the news beforehand. I thought you were just
No,
gonna.
there's no woman in the photo. There's a man in the photo in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Amy Northwall. Remember
Oh
they showed her.
no! They showed her picture on the news, but no, they didn't.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be like, and on the side of there's a woman who looks exactly.
No. Amy Northwell is dead, or is she? No, she's dead.
Or is she? Or is she?
The south one is alive, but the north one is dead.
Man, these are fun.
Little do we know that the painting I put beside the empty spot where there's no grave yet, it was an exact replica of the photo of the Amy in the newspaper. But we just didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my geeking. I'm done geeking.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, man, this bearded guy, he is gonna. Oh man,
He's pissed.
Him down as Santa because you mentioned at one point you
I
called
see.
him Santa.
yeah.
In my head, I logged him under Jeff.
Jeff.
Yes.
Killer.
Just makes sense.
Man, I'm so bad at taking notes. I didn't take any notes.
Oh, all right. So, geeking out thing. I want to give Dante. I'm gonna give Dante a help point because I really feel like we've been bonding.
The bromance with Elizabeth and Dante is real. That's.
I really
definitely-
feel like we've been
doubt
bonding.
it's gonna happen.
So yeah, we had some good conversations this session. So I'm gonna give you a help point.
I think, yeah. The only one who hasn't given a help or a hurt is Isadora obviously, but also Ned.
I give it to Pedro. I give help to Pedro.
Okay. I'll allow that. Yeah.
That's just for the accumulation of everything done so far.
Pedro is going to use his help to help brush his teeth.
Wait, no, that means Ned's gonna use his help when Pedro
I'm gonna
needs
brush
help.
his teeth for him,
One
dude.
of us, that means one of us is gonna try and help Pedro, and Ned's gonna be able to use that help point for Pedro, right?
Yes.
Dude, I swear, if we get in like a high-speed limousine chase and Pedro just
High-speed
Like-
limousine chase.
yeah, he
Can I-
like he turns an angle, does like a 360, wipes out the
Is it a 45-degree one?
yeah. Dude, I like to imagine that the pie chart and the 45 degree, they physically move like this when talking.
Like
I always
Pac-Man?
imagine the pie chart like it's mostly green except for a tiny red slot, which is got the 10% red slot, which is the bit that opens and closes like a mouth.
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
the 45-degree angle is the same thing where it just, as it talks, it just like the angle like, opens,
Yeah.
like
You don't need that. You need, the little like indicator of the angle inside that can open and close.
Yes.
it's like a speaker. It like gets a little bigger.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's
That's
brilliant.
marvelous.
Yeah.